Okay, good morning, guys. All right, it's a Monday, and I'm doing something different today. I'm actually on a coaching day. Now, it's not me coaching. It's actually a very good friend of mine, John Harvey. Now, John Harvey was a young lad when he first started fishing. He used to fish with us, Cardiff Nomads. But he progressed and he went on to commercial fishing. And fair dues, he's made a very successful career out of it. He's actually sponsored by Census full-time. He does coaching, so I asked him, can I come along and, on one of his coaching days. Unfortunately, it's a bit dank and deary today, but a little bit drizzle in the air, but it doesn't matter. That won't stop us from, I'm sure, from having a go. Now, if you follow me on my vlogs, you'll know I had a go at commercials during the close season, and I wasn't very successful. Now, I don't want to give up. I want to, I really want to crack this. It's a different way of fishing, as you know. I bumped into quite a few subscribers now who have also given me a bit of advice and told me, certain things that I should do. But I'm going to get it from the horse's mouth today. I'm going to get it from John, who's been very successful. He's won a few major competitions, and also he does pretty well in a lot of the finals and so forth. So it'll be very interesting. I don't know his format. I think his format will be a chat, show us, and then go fishing. I think, I'm not sure, but follow me and follow us, and let's have a look, and perhaps you can learn a thing or two as well, maybe. Right, I'm at Red Hill Fishery. Yeah, basically, here you are. John, the owner, is actually busy up there at the moment. He's cutting the grass. Okay.
We've got 3 people at the moment here.
Right.
We're going to have 5 on our bank and 5 on this bank, plus me, so 6 on this bank, 5 on our bank.
Okay, and what's the format then? You'll have a chat first, and then...
Yeah, so basically, it's all about F1s. So we're going to talk about how we catch them on the bottom and how they come up.
Okay.
The signs you've got to look for them to come up.
Yeah.
And then how to catch them shallow. We're going to go for fixed rigs, overshotting, jiggers, all the sort of shallow fishing techniques. And then basically everyone gets set up now, get on their pegs, get all their boxes ready.
Okay.
I'll get set up, call everyone down.
Yeah.
We'll have a little chat.
All right.
I'll run through some demos, and then
Well,
and then everyone can go. We'll stop for a bit of lunch then.
Okay.
And then we'll run through everyone, go back to their pegs.
Yeah.
And I'll come round everyone one to one.
All right. Okay. Just say shame about the day, innit, really, but
It's a little bit wet, but it don't matter. Does it? The other 4 we've done have been scorchers, so
yeah.
we're going to get one that's
you're going to be wet.
we're going to get one that's wet.
So how many have you done now already this year? You've done a few.
4. This is the 5th one on Red Hill.
Okay.
And then I've done one at got one at Tunnel Barn in the end of this month.
Okay.
So that'll be 6, and that'll be my lot for this year.
And it's a shame. Okay.
For the group days.
Oh yeah, but will you do one-to-ones and things?
I've done probably 25, 30 one-to-ones.
Have you? Right. Okay.
This year.
All right.
And I got a few more. I got one Wednesday, I got one Sunday. One-to-one. So there's plenty going on, but I'm fully booked till like sort of November.
Yeah, before it gets a bit colder, like
And then I'll start doing commercial silverfish then. So.
Oh right, okay.
Be going on to sort of that things then.
That'd be interesting.
So it'd probably be 1 or 2 group days coming up.
Yeah.
On commercial silvers.
Okay.
And then my books will open again then in January and back for the commercials.
All right.
Carp and F1. So.
Okay, just a couple of questions then. No keep nets today?
No keep nets. No.
Okay.
Fish welfare. It's been
just for the fish.
It's been boiling hot recently. So give them a rest.
Okay.
It obviously matches here on the weekend, so we don't want to.
Okay.
We don't want to stress any fish out too much. So no keep nets. Obviously everyone's dipped their lander nets.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
Right. Yeah. I mean, like I said, bait supplied, food supplied, and a day ticket supplied.
Oh, well done, mate. Okay, sounds good. Sounds good.
It's all good.
Yeah. Okay. Where can I go? Anywhere?
You've got a choice. You can either go just past George down there.
Yeah.
Or you can go out to the wind on the other side. So.
Oh right. Okay.
There's two people obviously going over there now.
Yeah, okay.
So you can either go just past them,
Yeah.
or you can go just down past George.
All right,
And then when
lovely.
the others turn up, then we just...
Okay, you got a few more to turn up yet, yeah?
Yeah, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you're the 6th. So there's another 4 to turn up.
Okay,
there,
lovely.
so,
Right. Okay, just...
yeah,
All right then, I'll see you later.
no problem.
Cheers, mate. Well, I just chose a peg. As far as I remember, it's a good area here, but I don't know. Anyway, I've just bumped into somebody now who wanted to come and say hello to me. What was your name again? Dave. All right, Dave. Where are you from?
Aylesbury, Buckinghamshire.
Oh yeah, okay. And you were saying that you've come here a few times before, have you?
I only fished this
Yeah.
last week for the first time,
Yeah.
and it's a big eye opener.
Yeah.
As they say, you never stop learning.
No, you don't. That's right. That's why I'm here.
I'm 58 and I started fishing at 7 in the Grand Union Canal in
Yeah.
King's Cross.
Okay.
And I still want to learn, but I'm not going to sit on the naughty step today.
Fair dues. Anyway, nice to meet you. And yeah, see you in a bit. There we are. So yeah, it's nice to get it. As I say, there's quite a few lads here. Okay, well, John's calling us all up now. He's going to do his little talk, his little prep talk. Hopefully we'll learn a little bit. And then apparently after that then we carry on fishing, and then he comes round 1 to 1 to make sure you're doing it right. So it'll be interesting. Okay. Okay, I've just come down, you know, John's just setting up. John, I'm going to ask you just a couple of things, because I know setting up is important.
Yeah.
I've noticed Callum Dix and that, they have their stand quite high.
I behind them, yeah.
Why is that? What's the reason behind that?
That's when you're overshotting, basically. So
Right,
when you're
okay.
overshotting,
Yeah,
and your rigs are like quite short,
yeah,
you're fishing a little like 12-inch rig,
right, okay,
overshotting.
yeah, and,
You want to ship it out low to the water,
right, okay,
and obviously when you're pulling fish in, you want to keep them low to the water.
right, okay.
So
Right, because I thought it was maybe because the speed as well, because
a little bit to do with speed, yeah.
Yeah.
Like
because when you got it high in the back, it sort of rolls quicker, like I don't know.
yeah, it's a little bit to do with speed and efficiency, but mainly to keep your rigs low to the water so they don't
Right.
tangle. 'Cause
Okay.
If you're shipping out and they tangle,
Yeah, yeah.
you're back in, you're
Right.
wasting time all the time. So
Okay, so you've got one stand there.
that one's going to be a bit higher now. I just got to put some extensions on.
All right, okay, that's going to be a bit higher, is it? Okay, and then you got lower, and then is that it? Then you got
Yeah,
your
so
socks.
I'll have one up here.
Yeah. Oh, right, where's that going to go?
It's our one.
Oh, that one.
I've
That's going to be
got
higher.
to put some extensions on it. So.
All right, I'll have a look now then. Okay. Okay, that's interesting. Okay. Just surprised you what you learn then. Yeah, so basically, John was just telling us that he'll start with a pellet. He won't put a caster in, which I always thought that's what they done, but no, they start off with a pellet, so that's interesting.
Right, boys. So, we're talking about like all things F1s, so mainly shallow fishing. But we're going to start on the bottom, start pinging pellets, and then look for the signs that they come in shallow. Like, you know, I know it's a bit of a crappy day, but they should still, it's warm enough for them to still come up shallow. So I've got my deck rig. I'll show what I've done to plumb it up now. So basically, it's a 0.6 float. It's about 5 foot out there. So I just darkened the tip off because there's white water out there, just so I can see it a bit better. But 020 mainline. It's a nice, strong, durable mainline. You don't, when you're landing fish, playing big fish, you don't want to be like worrying about your mainline snapping. You want it to be durable, strong. So I put a little number 12 underneath the float. That's just there as a marker, so that if I'm playing a big fish or I foul hook a fish and it goes off like a lunatic, and it comes off and it all comes back through the water, if my float moves or that weight moves, by looking at it I know something's wrong. So I can either check it up against the tip of my float. So I haven't put a marker on it, because when I hold that straight, it's to the tip, so I can if I see that weight's moved, either the weight that moved or the float's moved, so I'll just check my deck to make sure I am fishing dead depth again. So coming down the rig, now normally you'd want to just bulk it down and get down there and fishing, but because we're going to be pinging pellets and we're going to be laying a rig in quite a lot, we're going to fish a little strung bulk. You see that there?
When you say normally, John, you want to be getting down to the deck quick, in what kind of conditions then, John?
If you're fishing on the bottom, if you're trying to catch them on the bottom,
right.
So if you're trying to catch them on the bottom, kindering,
right,
and if so, like,
but because you're catapulting, that's why you go for the string bulk.
You're dragging them up, see, so you're dragging them
to bring them shallow.
You're dragging them all different depths from the bottom.
Right.
So there'll be odd ones that are down there that you'll catch to start with, and then the more you start feeding, the more you loose feed, the more noise you make, the more fish will come into your peg, but also the more they'll start looking up. So when the pellets are falling for the water, they'll start following them up. Do you mean? And normally it's the same with every sort of animal, isn't it? The bigger ones, they like bully their way up, or bully way to the front of the queue. Do you mean? The fish are no different, they bully their way up. So when they start going up, everything else will follow them. So they just slowly work their way up. Well, because you're sort of pigging pellets, you want to have a lot of movement in the bottom of your rig, because there's going to be a lot of fish moving around down there. Like, if I was just fishing a bulk on one, I'd be bobbing it down to the bottom, and I would see line as a lot more, line bites. So it's good to fish a bulk on one, because it shows your line bites up. So when they start coming up in the water, you'll get missed bites, you'll get foul lookers.
Because they're hitting that line.
Because they're hitting the line.
Yeah,
because the bulk is tighter, it's not strung, so it won't move. Because the bulk will be together, so it'll be tighter. You'll have more sort of bites when they hit the line, and false bites and stuff. But because, especially on you, like this lake especially, a lot of the fish sort of start to come up 1.5 foot, 2 foot off bottom, and they hang around that sort of area until they start moving up, right up. So having that sort of little bit of a strung bulk allows me to lay my rig in, flick it out and let it all come back in. So it's all just falling nice through the water. And if I'm getting sort of bites on the drop or bites thing, I sort of know they're coming up. Or if I'm getting missed bites or foul lookers, then I know they're sort of coming up as well. Do you mean? But then there's other rigs then that'll show you. You'll go doing this.
How much over would you be on the bottom starting off, John?
What's that?
How much over depth?
Dead depth. Always start dead depth. Yeah. So when I say dead depth, let me plumb up and I'll show you what I mean by dead depth. Because a lot, it's like 20-30 grams is normally standard plummets. So if you look at the line, it's taut, and it's pulling elastic a little bit. Do you mean? It's putting a little bit of stretch in the line. So when you're actually fishing, that stretch is not in your line. So you've got to allow for that stretch, but also the water's moving with the wind and things like that. So you'll have a curve in your rig. So you've got to allow for that sort of those things when you're plumbing up. So if you plumb up to the middle of your tip, middle of your body, or your tip, by the time you're fishing, you're actually fishing like off the bottom. So I'm just going to line up with that peg opposite. See how plugging up there is like yeah. Goes to the bottom of the body. Yeah. Then when I drop it down, with that little bit of curve there now, it's dead depth. There's like nothing in it. So my pellet would be just touching the bottom. So any like indication on it.
You know the way you're using a heavy plummet on there, like 30 grams?
Yeah.
There's people that turn around and say that if you've got a silky bottom, they're heavy, it will sink into it and you're getting
We'll go a silky bottom, that's rock hard of it.
Oh, is it?
It's not silky.
But obviously if it was a silky bottom, you're using like a plummet.
If you use a silky bottom, I still use a bigger plummet to start with, because I drop it to find out if it was silky. You wouldn't know it was silky if you just went out with a small one. So if you went out with like a, standard Plymouth these days are 20 to 30 grams you buy in the shops. You don't get many lighter than that. So like if you went out with a small, like Plymouth, you just plumbed up, you wouldn't know if you were fishing on silty bottom. By dropping a heavy Plymouth, if it gets stuck, you pull it out, and it pulls your elastic, you just pull it out. You know it's silty. It's rock hard, you can feel it. So you always plumb up with a heavy Plymouth to start with, and then work from there. Then, so you know what you're working with, because you need to know sort of what's on the bottom. So I plumb up to the bottom of the body, so I'm dead depth. The only time that would change is if this wind got really up and it was like starting to tow. I might put a little bit on the bottom end, but with pellet fishing, you tend to want to fish dead depth. If you're starting to fish over depth, things like that, you're probably better off going to different baits, like worms and maggots and something that the fish will hold on to a little bit more. So if you're going somewhere where it's like towing and it's going to be windy, pellets might not be the right bait. Do you mean? So that's the deck rig.
John, just one thing I just noticed, I was quite interested, you went like that with the pole and the line round the actual...
Because the rig's a little bit longer than top kit.
Right, okay, so but it's a good way of securing the...
Just so it stays on there.
Oh, right, the float to the...
Because it was longer than the kit.
Yeah, it's longer than the kit, so you just look it up.
That's interesting,
yeah. Spin like that, and it just spins around the top kit. Just keeps it together.
See, it's little things like that that matter sometimes, yeah.
Obviously I'm using short kits. All of it, so because it's like 5 foot, it's like deeper than short.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I could put them all on. Have all number 4s up, and do you mean? But do you really want loads of number 4s there when it's only that much longer? Do you mean? So yeah, so that's my deck rig. Like I said, dark and tip off, just because it's white water. Help me see it a bit better.
So you start on that at the very beginning then? Yeah.
You start on that at the beginning, because
then,
if you're going to start your match or your pleasure fishing session or whatever you want to do, if you're going to go out there, you're not going to go straight up shallow.
Right.
It could be anywhere in 5-6 foot of water, do you mean? So I want to go out, I want to start on the bottom. So I'm going to go out, I'm going to put a kinder pot on. I'm going to go out and start just kinder a few in to start with, and just fish. And I'm going to pick a catapult up then, and I'm going to start pinging 4mm pellets over the top. And what I'm looking to do is I'm looking to create a bit of noise, create bait falling through the water columns, and then catch a few fish on the bottom. When I start seeing signs that they're coming off the bottom, then start coming up. So I want to start on the bottom to show you the signs you're looking at for when they start coming up, because it'll be like line bites, missed bites. Do you mean? But I see a lot of people fishing here and just missing bites, and I thinking they're silverfish, or like going on, oh, how can I hit these bites, when they're not, they're line bites, the fish are above them. So it's just recognising the signs that need to come up. Now, once you sort of know, that the fish are coming up, so once you've been fishing that line and you're in your head, you're 100% certain that those fish are starting to come off the bottom, I use this rig here, which is what I call a searching rig. So it's just same line, 020, nice and durable because it'll be rubbing on the landing net. Got a little Bristol float, little 4x11, set at about 3 foot, because obviously that's 5 foot. Anything in that bottom foot and a half I'll probably catch on that rig, and then when they start coming above that, I won't be catching them. I'm getting line bites, foul hookers. So I picked this rig up. Now I've got strung out number 11s on it. Now for the rig. Now all that rig's going to be doing is it's going to be flicking it in. It's going to be following the bait through. It's nice and strung out, so it's all going to be following through. It's not going to be bombing down, following through. And I'm just going to use that rig to find where the fish are. So although they come in shallow, are they a foot deep? Are they 2 foot deep? Are they down 3 foot deep? We need to find out roughly where those fish are. So what I mean by that is, when the rig's falling, if I slap the rig over and it goes straight away off at an angle like that, they're up higher than that rig. Do you mean? If it goes down sort of cocks like halfway and then goes, they're like sort of halfway down. If it goes right way down to the full depth of the rig and then you get a bite, they're sort of free footing. Do you mean? So you're
judging it.
So it's telling you, that rig's going to tell you roughly how deep they are. And then you can make a decision then of how deep to fish. Whether it's free foot, so if you're going to try and catch them at free foot, this rig's brilliant for sort of finding out where they are, but you don't want to be fishing this rig all the time. It's more of a rig that it'll tell you where they are, and if you've got to fish it, it's a really hard day. I mean, if you've got to fish like through the water like that, it's going to be a really hard day in a low weight match.
You're not fishing that
I mean,
much because there's so much time.
Because there's
with
so
the
much
rig
time.
dropping through all the time.
Exactly, too much time, losing too much time with the rig settling. So, you know, but that'll tell you roughly where they are. So then the next sort of rigs you're going to go to is your proper shallow rigs that everyone sort of talks about, your overshot in, fixed rigs, jiggers, jigging, all that. So your fixed rigs, I'll start with fixed rigs because it's easier then to talk about. So I've got 2 fixed rigs there. And they're both like proper shotted rigs. So one's a 12-inch, one's an 18-inch. Now normally I'd have a few more with different depths, but as I got so many top set up and just going through them with you all. So fixed rigs for me are better the shallower you fish. So from 18 inches up, a fixed rig is better because you're sort of fishing with the rig falling for the water. It's not like as direct as overshot in or jigger. It's not as direct. It's not as, your line's not as straight. It's not as direct. So you will miss bites on it. You will miss bites. So you've got to try and keep your line tight and hit those bites as well. So for me, they've got to be shallow, proper shallow, above 18 inches for a fixed rig to be like the rig we use. Do you mean? So they're the fixed rigs. I got 3-inch hook lengths on them because different to overshotting and jiggers, they're not as direct. Because they're not as direct as they're actually sitting here, so they've got the curve. You've got the curve of the line over the water. I mean, you've got that little bit of slack in your line between your pole tip and your float. Because they're not as direct, I want those fish to feel that weight and bolt, or me see a bite and hook them. I mean, so I want to weight as close to that hook as I can get it.
If obviously the rules here are like 4 or 5 inch lash.
6 inch, yeah, 6 inch lash, yeah.
So if you were fishing somewhere where there was no lash length limit,
you could.
Would you put it?
You could.
As close.
You could do.
Fixed rig.
You could do. I like to have sort of a little bit of a fall just because you can work the rig better. I mean, if you're fishing it right and tight.
Yeah. Any movement.
Any movement, you're moving the rig, so it is harder. Do you mean?
Yeah.
Like the conditions are quite hard today to be fishing a fixed rig because it's windy. Still work when you're up in the upper layers, but it just makes it a bit harder because obviously there's movement in the rig, so you're not sort of keeping it as tight as you want to keep it. Now, a fixed rig, I'd say, is probably best when it's flat calm. If it's flat calm, the fish don't want to come in properly, they don't want to feed properly when it's flat calm, they want to come under the pole tip. That's when a fixed rig is really good and can be absolutely deadly. Do you mean? So I got a 3-inch hook length, a weight on top of the hook length, 1 weight under the float.
So why at that depth, John, would you go fixed rig rather than an overshotted rig?
Some places don't allow overshotting.
Right, okay.
So like,
But a place like this now that does, would you go for that overshotted over that one or not?
depends on the fishing.
Right.
It all depends on
Great,
the fishing.
Great
So
answer. No, fair play.
So like overshotting's, so I'm moving overshotting in a minute.
Yes.
But like overshotting's brilliant because it's direct. Don't miss many bites.
No.
I mean that's what overshotting's for.
Yeah.
You don't miss many bites because it's overshotted, so the line's tight between the pole
All the time. Yeah.
So it's tight. Your hook length's moving, so you've got to have that movement in your hook length to make it look natural. But when you actually have a fish take it, 9 times out of 10 it pulls elastic out. You mean? So that's why that rig's so good. Where a proper shotted fixed rig would be better than an overshotted rig is if it's flat calm. Would you want someone dropping a pole tip at your head trying to catch them shallow? So when you fix like overshotted rig, you lower it into the water, you give it a little flex to make the rig work.
Yes.
Now if you're at 12 inches deep and it's flat calm, you can see everything. Do you really want that tip banging you on the edge?
Yeah.
Fish don't want.
Because you're right up in the
they don't
water.
like it sometimes.
Yeah, because with that one, then that would be if the fish are a bit more finicky and they want that fall.
Want a little bit of a fall, but obviously don't want a pole going in the water either.
Yeah.
Do you mean? And on flat calm days, that can be mega. Like I fished a fish south qualifier on you a month or so ago now, 2 months ago, and I was on that peg over there. I was on that peg there. Yeah. Opposite. And the wind was blowing that way. It was flat calm. I think you were there, Clive.
I was there, yeah.
And I fished overshotted for most of the day. Catching odd fish, like, it was all right. No one was really setting the world alight. I was catching odd fish and thinking I was sort of in the mix. Rumours come down the bank that Callum was catching really well at the top end on an overshotted rig. And I changed my fixed rig. I kept thinking in my head, it's flat calm, they don't like that bowl. And every time I caught one on an overshot, it was when I stopped the pole. So when I lowered the rig in like that and stopped the pole to feed, that's when I get a bite. I never had a bite when I was flicking it. And I kept thinking, well, the obviously don't want holding all the time. They want to be at the shallow. And I picked the fixed rig up. I never had one set up at the start, and I actually set one up. I went out with a 12-inch fixed rig, and I caught like 50 pounds in the last half hour. It was like just go in, flick it over, on, like ridiculous.
Was you striking or was they just going themselves, John?
Just
right?
themselves,
Yeah.
Really? And it was just mega.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, oh, you idiot.
Yeah.
Really? Well, then you should have done this. Yeah. And normally I got them all set up because I come from tunnel van pole masters. I just turned them, thought, the rigs are on, my top gets ready. So I didn't set it up. So big mistake there.
Yeah, but you still had the best weight all the way down to Callum and 200 odd pound on it. Yeah.
Callum had
260. Yeah.
So like I was 30 odd pound off, but I would have caught that 30 odd pound if I had that rig set up for the day.
Yeah.
You mean? Yeah. So like that's my mistake. That's a bit of.
Yeah. So it could be as well. It's worth having something like that set up. And you might have to chop and change as the day goes.
Yeah, you've got to chop and change. They change their habits throughout the day anyway, so you've got to keep chopping and changing. Do you mean? So that's your fixed rigs. Then you're on the jiggers. So on my shallowest jigger first. So on that I just got a bulk 5 inches in all. And all I'm doing here is when that fluke goes down, like that, I'm flicking, so when that fluke goes to the stop, I'm flicking it off like that. So if you look at that with that hook length in here, making that hook length like kick off and hinge all the time. And when that hook length's going like that, that's when they're taking it. It's when it's like natural and like flattened about. That's when the fish are actually taking it. They're not taking it when you're lowering it down. Like there's a misconception about jiggers where everyone like start like that and just lower them down and then lift them back out and then lower them down. It's the same as that rig, it's wasting so much time. You need to find the depth they're at, get it down to them, jig it, catch them. Do you mean? Yeah. So you don't want to be like wasting time lifting and lowering all the time. If you called a lowerer, wouldn't it? If you had to catch and lower him, not a jigger. You've got to jig it. Do you mean? That's what a jigger's about. So jigger is just a way of getting over somewhere you can't overtop.
Yeah. Or somewhere where you have to put a float on.
Or somewhere you have to put a float on.
Yeah.
Do you mean? Okay. A jig is just a way of getting around that rule.
Is there any reason You don't want to be lowering it
No.
down to 2.5 foot. I think, right, I'll put
So,
the
so like
top
so
down
like
now.
so like that's sort of
Okay.
18 inches there. So if they're in that sort of 16 to 18 inch of water, I can work that jigger in that by flicking it. Do you mean? So anywhere between like 16 to 18 inches, I can just flick the rig. That's all. Do you mean? And then down a bit deeper. Down a bit deeper then I got another jigger and slightly different shotting because it's a little bit deeper down. I've got a bulk and one dropper just so that will hinge, but this will hinge a little bit as well, just so I can work a little bit more of the water.
Okay.
Do you mean? Yeah. But same thing, you want to lower it to the stop, flick it off the stop, lower it back down, flick it off the stop, lower it, and we'll run through that now in a minute, but that's basically how we're fishing a jigger. You mean? And like you said, jiggers are brilliant for like fishing deeper down. So like if the fish was stuck at like 3 foot and they didn't want to come any higher, a jigger would be a brilliant way to fish in 3 foot because everything's tight and direct, and you're not going to miss many bites. Do you mean? So it's a good way of catching them.
Yeah.
Do you mean? And then you go on to sort of overshotted rigs then, which are all the craze at the moment, isn't it? And do you mean? So like first 3 overshotted rigs are going to be, I got a 12-inch one, a 10-inch one, a 12-inch one, and a 16-inch one. Right now, when you're overshotting, you're like lowering your tip in, flicking it, so you're only working that sort of bottom half of the rig all the time. You're not working loads of the rig. So when I'm fishing sort of really shallow, so sort of like 10 inches, 12 inches, 16 inch, I use these little poly balls just because they don't tangle.
Where'd you buy them from, John?
They're a sea fishing poly ball, they are.
Coram do some as well.
Do they?
Yeah.
Basic,
Fixed.
Never seen
How
it.
do you fix it?
you've got a weight either side of them.
Ah, gotcha. Yeah.
Locking and all of it,
Just
innit?
locking them in.
Yeah.
Basically, when you're fishing really shallow rigs like that, a poly ball doesn't tangle as much as a float. So if it does tangle, you just give it a little flick and it's out. It doesn't tangle that much.
Surely a bit of silicone on the end of the bristle would kill with that, or like a
It's
paste
not a
float.
float. It's not a float over there. Well,
Do you know like a paste float when you got your line wrapping around the
it'll
bristle?
still tangle with the float. Like I use inline dibbers.
Yeah,
So there's no.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
still
yeah,
tangle, they
yeah,
still
yeah,
tangle.
yeah. All right,
Do you
John.
mean?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
but they will still tangle. They just find use some of those poly balls. They don't tangle as much. Do you mean? So they're like an oval shape. I think that's important. Because when you're flicking it through, it doesn't create as much resistance. So it comes up through the water nice and back down. But that's the same. You've got a sort of a 5-inch fall on all your sort of hook lengths. Now the reason for that is to create that hinge. You know, in that hinge, and it's falling, and you flick it up and it's falling, it creates the most natural sort of part. Creates the most natural part of the rig. So like when you think of like bait falling through the water, if that's all dead tight like that, and that there is the bit that's flapping, it's most natural when that's moving. So a fish is more likely to grab it when it's looking natural than if it's dead straight and it's not moving. Do you mean? So you want that. You always want that sort of 5 inches of fall below your weights. It's like all my real shallow overshotted rigs they're all shot over bulk. And then once you get down to sort of like going deeper down, so that one is like 18 inch, 18 to 20 inch. Now I got inline dibber on that one because I'm going down deeper, so I don't have to worry about the big tangling as much because there's more line. So that's just the same again, just a bulk. And then when we get down deeper again, because all the time I'm trying to keep that rig tight.
Straight, yeah.
I want from my pole tip to my last bulk, I want it to be as dead tight as I can get it so they hook themselves. Do you mean? So like when I get down deeper then, I start using double bulks. So 2 bulks are free. just to keep, again, all it is to keep that bit tight and that bit moving. I mean, that wind's doing a perfect job of showing that there. So that's going down deeper, double bulks, and then obviously double bulk on that one is right there as well. And then if I had another rig deeper again, I'd go to sort of like 3 bulks, do you mean?
Yeah. So what would be the deepest you fish over an overshotted rig, right?
About 3 foot.
Yeah.
About 3 foot would be like the deepest I go with it, because like, you know, if you had like from 10 inches to 3 foot,
Yeah.
you've got like 7 pockets set up. I mean,
And the rest.
So like, I'd normally set up overshotted rigs from like 10 inches to about 2.5 foot. And then I got my jiggers in 18 inch 3 foot. And then, my searching rig.
I suppose if you're talking like dibber overshotted to 3 foot, you're almost better off maybe using the jigger than the 3 foot. Maybe.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And like every rig works. Every rig works on its day. It's just finding out what the best rig is, and you know, a lot of that's through like experience and trial and error. Do you mean like, you know, I'll start fishing now and
Just a couple of questions, John. What elastic's using?
I was going to ask that, Clive.
So-
Yeah, you've covered all the rigs, John, but
Yeah.
there's a lot of pink elastic, isn't there?
Yeah.
yeah, well, obviously this is that pink elasto,
I just bought
Yeah.
some of that.
do you mean?
Yeah.
Which is quite a nice elastic for this sort of fishing.
What's that classified as? A 10, 12 or something? Or?
11 to 13.
Yeah.
11 to 13,
Yeah,
okay.
11 to 13, yeah, that's
From Harry Big.
that's grey hydro
Okay,
on
right. And the hooks you're using, now I noticed that
hooks
you
of Guru SLWGs.
right, okay, and they're all hair rigged,
They all got bands on them.
band,
All
yeah.
got bands on them because
Okay.
you know,
You
we're
don't
not
use-
hooking any soft pellets.
Small
Right.
again, John? Are we talking 16s, 18 knots?
6/16s.
Yeah.
You mean?
Yeah.
You want something that it's not going to be too small to sort of like too small not to hook them, but not too big not to get bites.
So that
You want something in between, like
so the pellet
these
isn't too big for the hook.
16s are quite a small 16. So like they'd be like a
And that's the SLWGs.
SLWGs. It's quite a small 16 for what it is.
Yeah.
Um,
Can I ask you, John, just on the hook side of it, last week when I fished a match here, some of the lads they were using jiggers,
Yeah.
and they were catching the big carp in the margins, all on dead reds, like 4, 6, 8 maggots on the hook.
Yeah.
So they might, obviously, I don't think they'd be using that 16, so they must be using.
no,
larger.
edge fishing's different, completely different. I use a 12 or a 10 edge.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, because you'd be fishing like 6 to 8 maggots on it.
Yeah, that's what
I
they're
mean,
doing and smacking.
Yeah, edge fishing's completely different. I mean, you completely ball game.
I've been definitely using the wrong hooks, I have.
Yeah, definitely. Like a totally different ball game.
Yeah.
for edge fishing. Like, if I show you my blend box here, so like if you look at that, like if I'm fishing edge fishing, in all 12s,
So,
do you mean?
small maggots, yeah.
You know, at 018 and 020, you know, strong. So if I was fishing for like edge fish,
So, John, we go on about diameters in commercial.
sort of tangle, you mean?
Right, oh yeah.
You give it a little flick and it's quite easy to like go over the top of your pole, or do you mean? It does come out quite easy, but if you ship them close to the water, when you're overshotted rigs, if you ship them close to the water, like that, you don't ever tangle, do you mean?
Right.
So the reason that's a little bit higher is just so I can ship back low when I'm playing a fish, and shipping out low, not to tangle the rig. So there's a reason for it. Not just that big, because I'm like an eye.
Good idea. There's no leg extensions on that, John.
They are legs that extend here, so they go up another.
Yeah, that's the standard.
No,
roller though, John.
that's a standard roller.
Right. So
They
these
just-
are added on,
They're
are
just
they?
bigger legs, so like
Nice.
changed over.
Yeah. I
So-
bought them for the Preston ones as well. Yeah.
Let's get on to a bit of fishing, please. off. I'm going to start off, right, the same as I would if I was fishing a match. I'm going to put a 6mm pellet on.
And what are you going to feed?
Feed 4mm.
4mm.
This
Yeah.
is 6mm just as a bit of a standout bait.
Okay.
I'm going to put a little pot on to start with. I'm just going to put 12 pellets in it. Now,
So we're starting out with our deck rig, John, yeah?
starting on the deck rig. Now, what I'm going to try and do, I'm trying to catch a few fish on the bottom. Start with. And I'm going to pick the catapult up straight away because I want to catch shallow. In. So I'm going to start with that little pot on. And I'm going to tap a few in just to get a little bit of bait there. I'm going to go out in line with my marker. I'm going to get that there.
Because see, nothing goes right when they wanted to.
You come right up and now in. So I flick our rig out. I can let it all come back. There is a bit of a shelf here, so it does slope off. I'm just going to flick our rig out, let it sort of all come back in. So what I want to do now is I want to start loose feeding if the wind allows me. Start loose feeding around my float. So a little bite down. They do come up quite quick in here on this Penny's Lake. You know?
Mm. Fish straight away. Fair dues. Whoop. He's gone.
6mm on the hook.
Oh, was that foul hook you think or not? That was a carp.
It's a black hydro.
Right, first fish gone.
Black hydro's about 12 to 14. It's about a 14. It's a bit heavier than the other ones. But
I think the old Preston went 13 as well like that sort of range, isn't it?
yeah, so I just take that pot off.
So you're not putting any more pellet in now?
Not putting any more through a pot.
Right.
Because I've already missed 2 bites.
Right,
I had 2 bites and missed them.
yeah. So they are coming up already.
They're already starting to come up. So what
Yeah.
I'm going to do now is just keep loose feeding.
Yeah,
And what I want to do is I want to, like, different days are different. So some days you might catch like 10, 15 fish on the bottom. Other days they might come straight up. It's all depending on like what they're sort of doing on the day.
how many pellets you put into the cup then? All right,
Something like 8,
8, yeah, 8,
8
10,
pellets
yeah.
at a time. Because it's windy, it's hard to...
It is hard today, bad conditions today.
Yeah, it's windy, is it? It's more than 20, isn't it?
So what you started on, about 11 metres or? Yeah, oh God, yeah, it's windy.
Yeah, it's just onto my 13 metre section.
13 metre section 8, okay.
Just onto that. So I'm going to keep sort of feeding pellets. I'm trying to get them to come up in the water. And what I want is I want to see missed bites. I want to see like foul up fish. Because like if you start missing bites, like
Yeah.
if you're fishing on the bottom of a pellet and you're getting bites, 9 times out of 10 you look at. If you're missing them, they haven't got it in their mouth. you mean? So they're going to be like off the bottom and stuff.
Liners, perhaps.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
weights.
Yeah.
So with our rig though, John, right, because it's fish, it's probably got the last maybe like 2 foot. Right?
Yeah.
Spread out, right? You wouldn't look at lifting it all the way out to layering again. You just lift it up
Just
18 inches or
No,
whatever and let it fish the last bit.
if I'm trying to lift it up to lay it in the hole at length, I'm trying to catch them higher than that, aren't I?
Yeah.
If I'm trying to catch them higher than that, then I'll be fishing shallow rigs.
Yeah.
I mean, so
So he's in.
and like every day's different. Some days it'll be maybe right up shallow, some days it'll be down. Like you just got to fish and sort of gauge it as you go in. Do you mean? And like I said, you might catch. You could come to a bed and start fishing, and you might catch every fish on the bottom. You might catch the more shallow. It's days like.
Yeah.
And today's no different. Although it's a shallow fishing. Although it's a shallow fishing day,
Yeah, if they want to feed on the bottom, that's where they're going to be.
so that's foul up, I think. That's not. It's just a monster.
F1 is it?
That's carp.
Oh, carp.
I like your arm straight today, John.
That's the problem I got, is landing these bloody things. When you used to catching natural fish, like
Carp are full of it. They do.
One of the guys last week, £21.
What's that, John? Great eggs.
that's that. That's a carp, is it?
Yeah. Yeah, big old carp.
Oh yeah.
Just spin round.
That's on a 60 knot as well. Amazing. Right on the snout pad, look at it.
Right in the top lip is.
Top lip, yeah.
He's about like 6-7 bone.
Yeah, 6-7 pound. Yeah.
And like this is quite typical of sort of fishing this way. When you start sort of fishing, you tend to catch carp first before you catch anything else.
Well, before the F1s move in, is it?
Yeah, carp tend to be the first ones there
Right.
because they're like sort of the bigger bullies.
Yeah.
When bait goes in, they're normally like the first ones there.
Just me and you, the bus play later then.
Yeah.
Just me and you, would you fight
That's
to get
about right.
there first then, yeah?
You might have some to say about that.
Yeah. They will sneak in underneath us.
Yeah, I'll wait.
The best conditions today.
I'm just getting it out of the field because of that.
You ever try using mash pellet, John? It's very like
What's
cut
that?
in. You ever use mash pellet?
Mash pellet.
Yeah, like cut in to build a cloud to bring them up.
No, never. I don't see why you would need to do it.
Just as an attractant. I've seen a few angles doing it.
It's like me, I'm trying to change.
Mashing it.
The trouble is, it's like trying to change the wheel, isn't it? You know, you've really got to do what everybody else is doing, I think.
They feed mushed meat instead of
Yeah, but not in this depth of water. You'd fish like mushy meat against islands in like 2 foot and a half, something like that. But you wouldn't fish it in this depth.
Well, mussels, they're using mussels a lot these days,
Yeah,
isn't
mussels are good.
Yeah.
Yeah, mussels are good.
Yeah.
I'm starting to get a few.
But they're banned on you, my mussels, isn't it? Yeah.
The band on
Oops,
it.
and again, on the bottom. Oh, it's come off, yeah.
Now, that was like, I hooked that there, and that was like just off the bottom.
What, did you change the depth or something? Oh, no, no.
Just when I lifted it, I had a bite,
All right.
and when I lifted up,
Yeah.
I hooked it like a foot off bottom.
All right.
The dolphin head in front of your pole, John, you see him?
Yeah.
You got it in the like.
Yeah.
Incredible.
That was very quick, and I was surprised you caught so quick.
Bulk one.
Yeah. Would you do the same sort of thing with that now?
You could do the same sort of
Today,
you
or-
could do the same sort of thing. It'll just show your bites up more.
Yeah.
So like because like when I said explained about the rig, when you go a bulk one, it's tighter in the bottom
Yeah.
bottom part of the rig. So your liners would be like almost magnified.
Yeah. Obviously laying that in to the side now. Another way doing it, is it? Or?
What's that, carp?
Yeah.
Another carp.
We'll have these now. These will be the first ones. Yeah.
Right, okay. So,
Yeah, you can keep it direct now. So like, if I knew I was going to get indication, it's not like I needed to magnify anything. So, like if I put it as a bulk one now, I probably have a bite every chuck. This is mine. But it'd be like, it'd be more magnified.
Yeah, it's not necessarily a bite, you know what I mean, a line bite that's moving that bulk, that's dropping
Yeah,
the bulk,
yeah,
that looks like a
they're
bite,
moving the
yeah.
bulk, not the.
Yeah.
So like, because I'm fishing on a slope here, it's not like. Well, see, that's gone off the side end, see that? So because I'm on a slope here, it's sloping away from me in the deeper water. Because it's sloping away from me, I gotta lay it in back in because of the wind and everything. Like if I wanted to fish it dead tight, I can fish it dead tight. But you're only fishing in a small part of the swim then. Just watching that front all the time. See there's indications there now.
Yeah.
See that little bite then? So there's fish in my swim. But the bit I can't work out at the moment is whether there's lots of, see I was off bottom then. So I had a bite then, lifted that, I was off bottom and that's going to be foul up.
right, yeah,
Yeah?
yeah.
So like, this is where your head's got to sort of like, you've got to think to yourself.
So would you think at the moment they're not up shallow enough for you to change that rig? They're still going to be in that bottom 2 foot
Yeah.
where that rig's going to be fishing, really, innit?
Yeah.
They're not, you know, so there's no point you changing to anything else.
I'm not sat there with no bites. I know there's fish coming in. I mean, so by loose feeding pellets, I'm dragging fish into my bag.
Yeah.
Now, the next thing I want to be like certain of is, are the fish coming off the bottom, or are they staying down there and I just need to settle them down? I mean, because like sometimes all you need to do is settle your sort of like your deck fish down a bit.
Yeah.
Which would be back to sort of like fishing tight then. You're in fishing like a bulking one, kindling your bait in a tight area. I mean, that would settle them into an area, settle them down where you'd have less bites. You'd have less line bites because there's less bait going in and less noise. And do you mean? It's like ringing a dinner bell and calling it. If you just let a couple down, if you left a couple down and said, go on, you sneak down, couple go in, you cut and they'd eat. But if you ring a dinner bell, everyone's rushing. Do you mean? So like, you just need to settle them down that way. But we want to catch them up in the water. So again, I'm just gonna wind's a nightmare. And I let it all go down again. Like if it was flat cam, you see the liners a lot better, a lot easier. Just wind's making it hard.
So when will you come up?
Well, I need to sort of
Yeah.
make clear in my head that I know they're coming up.
Right.
I mean, where like I fouled up one, I missed a couple of bites. So they're like, it's getting to the point now where I'm thinking they're coming up. So you see that again then?
Yeah.
That was off bottom. So now I'd be thinking to myself, I've got two now. I've got two now off the bottom. Yes, I missed a few.
them, John, or do you think you're foul looking at?
Foul looking up, yeah.
Yeah.
They're not in the mouth, they ain't.
No.
And I missed like 2 or 3 bites beforehand.
So I think they're just off bottom
They're
then.
just on their way up.
Yeah, right.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You know, with the bulk now, John, that you've got, right, the strung bulk, right? Do you know when you like, if you're going to relay it in, because you're on a slope, like I've always thought in my head, like a bulking one will pretty much, you can lift that straight up, yeah, and back down, and it'll fish roughly in the same spot.
Yeah.
But with that type of thing, like, or you know, when you look at the tapered strung,
Yeah.
yeah, you can't really sort of just lift it like 6 or 10 inches and drop it
Yeah,
back.
you
To me, I just think in my head that it's not tight anymore.
Yeah, but it's still going down the same, isn't it?
Yeah.
Still going down the same spot.
F1?
Get that one before.
On carp. That's an F1.
That one. So, like obviously, I'm speeding it all up a little bit because obviously I want to go through all the rigs and everything with you. But like, if this was a match situation, you wouldn't be changing now because you're catching fish. I mean, you wouldn't be changing this quick.
Would you try in a match now? Okay, the conditions are proving awkward.
Yeah.
Would you potentially still have your catch spot on? To tighten them up to try and put them down?
No, because I want to catch them shallow in.
That's where you're aiming to go. So
I know that I need to catch shallow to catch a big weight. Do you mean? So I'm trying to catch them shallow. So
for you now, you're catching fast enough, not
like we've
thinking to change.
been fishing how long? 20 minutes?
Yeah,
We've had 2 7-pound carp and an F1 3-pound.
yeah,
And we fouled up 2 others.
yeah.
So it's not like caught 20 pound 20 minutes.
Yeah.
It's not like we're
No, yeah.
Is that your target weight? £20 in 10 minutes?
no, but I'm
Yeah.
saying
Yeah.
we caught 20 pound 20 minutes. That's good going.
Yeah.
You're not
I'm
like-
going to say yeah.
That's £60 an hour, £300 in a 5-hour match.
Yeah, you're not.
Well, that's the target weight.
You're
a lot
not
of people.
thinking. You're not thinking to yourself.
Yeah.
I caught 20 pound in 20 minutes. I need to be catching quicker, or I need to be tightening out.
Yeah.
You're doing all right.
Yeah.
You're in.
Alright.
So like.
Well, catching plenty on the
Just
bottom.
sort of
Yeah.
just steady away now at the moment. But like in a match situation, like I wouldn't expect to catch shallow for an hour.
Yeah.
You in? I'd be priming it off, and then after an hour, I think, oh, you know, probably it's time to start catching them shallow. But
Do you think? I know you're fishing
Tench.
on the
Yeah,
deck now, out under your shallow line.
yeah,
But in a match, would you start short and feed your shallow line, or would you go out like you are now?
well, you can start short and then feed the shallow line. but you'd always go on a deck on it before you go shallow.
Alright,
So
okay.
what made you today, John, start at this length? Because on the last session, I'm sure we said we'd always start at the bottom of a shelf whenever you're on like a commercial.
That was fishing short.
Right, okay.
That was. It's like you keep going with this now until you start getting like I'm watching that float all the time. Like there, I missed it. Yeah. So that if I was an F1 or something on the bottom, like there, missed it.
Is that liners? Gotta be.
That's
Yeah.
line bites,
Yeah.
yeah. So this is how you're telling the fish coming out.
Right.
So see the float lifted then?
Yeah. Yeah.
So something swam into my line then. So went in. Yeah. So that's 4 in a row there now. I've had line bites 4 in a row there now. And I go. So I had four liners in a row there before I hooked that fish. So there was fish higher than my rig. Granted, there's going to be a few on the bottom because pellets are falling. Do you mean? So you're always going to have a few on the bottom, but there was at least 4 fish higher up.
But they weren't, when you were feeding, they weren't sort of, your rig wasn't moving straight away. It was after maybe, I don't know, a few seconds, so your pellets are lower. So the way I would look at that,
Mirror.
maybe you're, you know, maybe they're like 2 foot down or something.
Yeah, they're working their way up in the water they are. And that's up in the bottom lip, that is. So he's followed that down.
Alright,
Yeah?
alright, okay.
So like when I've lifted on our one, when I've lifted and the rig's fallen back down, he's taken that pellet before he's in the bottom. So that's another sign that he's off.
So yeah, so he's come down for it rather than come up.
Because he's been hooked in the bottom lip. So
Okay.
when you hook him in the bottom lip, that means he's swimming back up when you hook him.
Okay,
Do you mean?
yeah.
Otherwise you hook him in the top lip or around this area.
Yeah.
So because he was hooked in the bottom lip, he was swimming back up.
Yeah.
So that's another sign that I've had 4 missed bites, 4 line bites, and he's gone down, picked the pellet up and swum back up with it. So he don't want to be down here, he wants to be,
Wants to be up.
do you mean?
You know the way you've had a few decent carp there, like
Yeah.
7-8 pound. Would you not say like on your hook bait, like you're using a 6mm? Would you not step that up and maybe go 8mm
Yeah, but
to
you're
entice the
being-
bigger fish?
You're being really selective.
Yeah.
You're going to miss out on all your F1s. You're going to miss
Yeah,
out on
it's
all your
about-
smaller
yeah.
carp. You're being really selective then, which will cost you in the long run because although there's a lot of fish here, like I've had 2 7-pounders which would have taken 8mm, but I've had a tench, a small carp 4 pound, an F1 3 pound.
Got better options.
I mean, they wouldn't take an 8mm, so you missed out
Yeah.
on them.
Yeah.
If you've done that.
So you're feeding 4, 6 on a hook.
Feeding forward, 6 on the hook. I mean, try and be as accurate as you can with your pellets when you feed them. So I was full up then, off bottom again.
Yeah.
You wouldn't start with a 4mm on your hook, or would you always go to a 6mm on your hook?
Start on a 6mm just because it's a bit of a standout bait. Do you mean? So start with 6mm. Like I would use 4s. I missed 2 bites then in a row. I would put 4s on if I was fishing shallow. And so another line bite then.
So when you're going to come up?
Well, I come into that now. There's another bite then, see? So I want to be 100% sure before I start coming up. Because, so that's, see that line there then? I want to be 100% sure that they're high enough to catch up. Like if they're only sort of like a foot or 2 off the bottom, they're too low down for any of those rigs to catch them. So you've got to be sure that they're up. When they're starting to come up, you can see the indications and the bites, and they are starting to come up. Bite there again. You see a swirl there then? You see a swirl just short of my float?
So now you know that, huh?
Well, one's up, not all of them. You don't want to make your decisions too early, because if you make your decisions too early in a match,
Yeah.
you'll miss out on all these fish.
Right.
And if you make your decision too early, so if you're the next peg to me and you make your decision too early and you go out to your rig, in 20 minutes you've not caught one, and I caught 6 or 7 on the bottom, I'm beating you. Because when I go up there, I know it's right, and I'm already 20-30 minutes ahead of you. I mean, so the decisions you make have got to be right. They've got to be. Fishing, because I'm catching fish.
Yeah.
They're showing signs are coming up.
So would you leave it like 45 to an hour before entertaining shallow, even if you were still having these indications, or would you change before that? If it was absolutely rigid with them, and you got swirls everything.
It would all depend on what's happening around the lake.
All right, yeah.
So if I was fishing a match and I'm looking around the lake, if I'm up there with the runners,
Yeah.
at this point,
Carry on.
I wouldn't be worried. Do you mean? If someone's going out and they catch one abung shallow, then I'd be like, well, need to start like going up now. But
Yeah.
that doesn't happen all the time. Do you mean? Never a little bite there then. See a bite then again? Good bite. Another little bite. That's four. 5. I got 6. Six bites.
That's got the last stick out as well, isn't it?
Yeah, well, that was literally just as it touched the bottom on it, that was. But that was 6 bites I missed here then.
Yeah.
So that's quite a few fish up. Do you mean? So like, if it was match situations now, I'd be thinking, well, it's getting to the point where they're coming up.
Yeah.
Do you mean they're getting in now, like they're getting up there. So, to rush things along a bit, because I've got to go through all the rigs. So to rush things along a bit, because obviously you want to get your fish in, and I got to go through all those different rigs as well. I'll pick up that rig there.
What's that, about half depth?
About 3 foot.
3 foot.
So it's, yeah, roughly half depth.
Yeah.
So
Where are your shots on that one?
just strung out.
Strung out.
Yeah, because I want the float to follow the pellet through. So I'm going to go out now with this one, and I'm going to slap it over, just hold on to the rig like that, and then the rig should start to follow the. Do you see that then? Yeah. So that went sort of. So if I slap it over again, that rig should start following the pellet through the water. See it? So I'll slap it over again. had like 2 or 3 bites on that now where it's like the float's not actually cocked, it's off the side. So that was the same again. That was off the side then. So they were the 2 bites I missed, the float was at an angle like that, and then that one pulled the elastic out at an angle. So that tells me they're higher than that rig. But same thing with that as with the same thing with this as with the deck rig. You don't want to make your decision too early, because that could be one fish up in the water. If you make a decision too early, there might not be any more up there. You mean? So you want to make sure that they're there at that depth before you start to make that decision.
The other thing I noticed is your feeding is quite regular now, isn't it?
Yeah, because some of our bait's going down the bottom. Some of it's sort of like getting eaten by the F1, some of it's getting eaten by Ide and all the other fish, isn't it? Like we've had some tench, you know what I mean? So like, you've got to keep that regular. You want to keep them in those upper layers. So you want to keep them you want to keep that noise going in.
In straight away. So they're half depth at the moment then, isn't it?
So that was right up, that was.
Yeah, oh was it? Right, okay.
That was probably a foot below the surface.
Was it?
And the one I had before was probably a little bit lower, 1.5 foot. So that's two within no time, telling me they're higher. The good thing about all these rigs and everything is, while we're learning about the swim, so while we're learning the best rigs, the best depths, while we're learning about it, we're putting fishing in there. So like, where people like around the lake might be guessing what depth to start at, guessing where to go, what rig to go on, you're building a picture in your head of what's going on out there. You know there's fish down lower, you know they're coming up, you know sort of roughly they're like foot and a half. I mean, so like I could pick up an 18-inch rig now and probably go out and catch fish. But it's the same thing, I don't want to make that decision too early.
Would you be doing the same thing if you were fishing, say, custard?
Yeah, exactly the same.
Yeah.
No different. No different at all. So, start my rig over again. A bit naughty, but so that float starts to go through with the pellets here. When it's flat calm, it works even better because you can see there are a little dink then. So you look at those indications on the float all the time. Right then. It's hard because the wind's trying to blow my rig this way as well. It means it's not like. So that was foul up, that's above. That was above where I was fishing then, so that's like, foot and a half again. So that's like 3 fish in a row now that I've caught. Like that's foul up, 100% that is. But like that's 3 in a row now that one took it as soon as I hit the water, like a foot down.
Could be foul looking at the way it's going. Bloody hell.
It's good elastic this is for this sort of fishing. Even for this sort of fishing, it's brilliant because don't get me wrong, it bottomed me out then. I had to follow it out, but you know, it stretches. You don't sort of lose them.
Is it hollow?
Yeah, hollow. Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, it's liquid fill hollow. This is foul up. This fish is 100% sure this is foul up because it's above. I hooked it above where I was fishing. Do you mean? But all these things tell you, they're like painting a picture of what's going on out there. Do you mean? So like I've had 3 in a row now with like, so like in a match situation, I'd be like,
Yes, on the tail.
I've been looking at this now thinking, I know they're going to be sort of like a foot and a half deep, between 18 to 20 inch. I know they're around that sort of thing.
Oh, nearly had it.
So when I pick that other rig up, it's going to be right. Do you mean? So see how we went across the surface then? Like instantly, wasn't it? Yeah, again. So like that's already made my mind up now. Again.
I was definitely above, yeah.
I was like right up.
Yeah, that was right up.
So like that's those 3 fish have made 4 fish have made my mind up.
Yep.
I know they're a foot and a half deep. Do you mean or there and thereabouts? So the next thing I do would be depending on what you wanted to fish, but I'll go on a fixed rig to start with, and then we'll go at the overshot and jiggers end. But they're the crafty buggers that I'm trying to catch.
Weight builders, isn't he?
Yeah, they're really weight builders.
Yeah.
Any questions on our rig?
No, that's about right.
Any questions about like how I find out where they are? No?
You see where the...
Just basically looking, because I'm slapping it in like that, I was just falling, you mean? It's falling like that.
You're watching the float.
You're watching the float conk, and it's just going like at slight angles. So like if it's laid flat, like that one did then, you took it.
Yeah.
That's like right up. You mean? Then the other ones were taking it sort of that distance. So like from there to there, it's like 12, 18 inches. So that's what's like sort of making my mind up that that's where I'm going to go next. Do you mean? Because I don't want to be wasting time flicking our rig in or flicking our rig in. I want to catch them. Do you mean? So I picked up a fixed rig. Same thing, so constantly feeding. A brilliant thing about this fixed rig is you can slap it over, but not only can you slap it over, you just give it a little tiny lift, and lift it like a float length out. So what I tend to do with a fixed rig is slap it over the first time, let it go down, feed, and then just lift it in your feed. So you make an add hook length hinge, so sort of slap it over like that. Trying to keep our line tight. So see how we're trying to keep the line tight to the dibber. And just lift it slowly and drop it back in. nuisance, isn't it?
Yeah. He's in.
As I went to lift that float, as she went to lift the float out, like the length of the float, and that little bit of movement in the rig made it take it. And when it's flat calm, that's why this rig could be better than anything else. Because when it's flat calm, it's all.
Oh, God.
When it's flat calm, it's all sort of like. There's no movement in the water. There's no sort of cover for them. I mean that little sort of lift and drop in that float can be mega when it's flat calm. It's a bit awkward today because of this bloody wind. So it keeps trying to blow the float under the pole all the time.
You don't put a little shot above your boat to
No.
keep it tight.
No,
No,
really
no,
get, like
I know you ain't got much between.
there's 6 inches between here, but
Yeah.
like just it's always better to sort of like it's always better to keep that line tight using your pole. Can you see the float going under quite a bit there now? I don't know if you can see it, like it went under twice then.
This is where an overshot float would probably be better then.
Well, overshot it's better because it keeps the line tight.
All right.
Remember, I'm going to go through them all to show you them all. I mean, the difference in sort of like I missed sort of 2 or 3 bites then. So see how I'm lifting the rig all the time, making it work. Constantly lifting that rig like a float length out, just to keep the rig working. There's fish.
He took that in.
Fish higher up.
Yeah.
There's fish higher up than what I'm fishing at, you know. Because I'm having line bites. I'm having fish hitting into my line higher up than what I'm fishing. It's like you wouldn't just keep fishing. You've got to keep like sort of swapping rigs now and looking for the killer rig like
Is that shallower again now, that one?
that's 12 inches deep, this one is now.
12 inches.
So the other one was 18 inches and this is 12 inches. And
You
although we
just got
don't...
one dust down the bottom there, John.
What's that?
You just got the one dust.
Just
down
the,
the
just the
bottom.
one shot 3 inches away. I'm just, all I'm doing now is just trying to find out the depth that they're actually eating at. So I felt like when I was fishing our rig then, there was fish above my rig, above where I was fishing. See how then, how quick I was?
Quick.
The difference in like what would be 8 inches? No, 6 inches.
6 inches there.
I mean, I know all your misses say 6 inches is massive, but I mean that's from missing bites, feeling like the fish were above me, going in and catching them straight away, just because the depth's right. £3, is it? And always take note of where the fish are hooked when you unhook them. when you unhook the fish, always take note of where they're hooked. Because like, if they're hooked in the bottom lip or around the bottom, it means you're fishing below where he's taking the bait. And that one was in the bottom lip then. So even though I'm fishing 12 inches deep, he took that bait higher up. You mean?
8 inches,
It might
8 inches
you
deep.
shallow that rig up again. You mean? But like you said, never sort of like rush into things. Make sure you're sort of like certain of what you're doing before. See how little lift that? A little like float level left. And he just nailed it. I'm going to go from this to a fixed rig to show you the difference between a fixed rig and a overshotted rig. You mean? Because the difference normally is quite.
That's a fixed rig there you're using?
This is a fixed
Yeah.
rig. I'm going to go to an overshotted.
Overshot it, yeah.
Next after this.
Said that wrong, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I got confused, eh?
I thought I was cracking up as well.
I'm going to go to an overshotted rig just to show
Yeah.
you the difference between the fixed rig. It's like these conditions are not brilliant for a fixed rig because of how windy it is. Like if you were coming to a match and you were fishing a match today in these conditions, you know, a jigger or an overshotted rig would be better than a fixed rig because the conditions are making it hard to fish. Do you mean?
In again, straight away. And you feed him while you're playing the fish.
Always feed one over the top when you hook a fish, just prime it up for the next time.
Yeah.
I mean, like if you hook a carp or something big and you bend to a top get, it just takes you a bit of time to play it, then I feed again. I mean, but like if it's only F1, normally get him in quick enough to then get back out there and we're catching like quite quickly and quite well now, and it's probably the completely wrong conditions for it. I mean, that's bang in the top lip.
Yeah.
It's like you know it's the right depth then. Didn't want to leave us that one, didn't you?
Right.
That's one more on this. Speed it up and go to a different rig.
I think it's experience in it, you know, the more you fish, obviously,
The more
yeah.
you fish, the more you recognise the signs.
Signs, yeah.
The more you'll sort of get into tune with it.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to keep our line quite tight between my pole and my float's hard in wind, but just lift it, drop it.
For me, it's the confidence in putting a pellet on the hook.
I mean, you sort of know.
Yeah.
Like, in my head, I'm sort of thinking to myself, but I know 12 inches is like, that's the killing depth of the one. Do you mean? It didn't take those depth ones to come long, to come from that bottom.
Yeah, right up.
Do you mean? Like, you know, be mindful when you're fishing that they can quite easily just drop back down.
Could they? They could go straight down, could
Yeah,
they?
quite easily.
Yeah.
Like, you could catch one abung of 12 inches for like 2 hours.
And then they
And all of a
disappear.
sudden you don't get a bite. And then you'll drop down to 18 inch, you don't get a bite. And you'll drop down a little further, you won't get a bite. And you think, oh, they're gone. They might have gone back to the bottom, or they can
Yeah.
go up and down the layers quite quickly. So, I'm going to put that one back. I'm going to pick up an overshotted rig. So like,
And what depth?
12 inches was the best depth there, wasn't it?
Right, yeah.
So I'm going to pick up a 12-inch rig because that was the best depth. You know, we've already worked that out by using the searching rig, you know, using all the things. We've worked out that was the best depth. Now I'd expect this rig to be better, just because it's all direct, because the wind is like the way it is. It's all tight, it's all direct. So not having the wind blowing my float or anything like that. It's more direct. Also, I'm going to be flicking the water, so I'm making noise right where my hook bait is. So if they come into the noise of the pellets in the water, they're going to come to the noise of the tip. So with an overshotted rig, like I said earlier, that hinge in the rig is massive. So what I do is I go out, I slap it over, I lower it down, I flick the water, I do it like 5 or 6 times, and then I lower my pole into the water, feed my bait. And do the same thing again. Bloody wind. What you find with overshotting normally is if the fish are at like 12 inches deep on a fixed rig, with your pole not hitting the water, if you go on an overshotted rig, they normally go down deeper because they don't like that noise of that tip.
I was going to say, yeah, is that not putting them off?
Well, it puts them off a tiny bit.
Right.
Sometimes.
Oh, you're in. That proved me wrong.
Sometimes it scare them.
Yeah.
Other times they can come to the noise, and I think a lot of it is down to how much they want to eat. If they're tuned in and they're really hungry and they really want it, that noise of the tip flicking is like pellets going in and they're just there. If they're not really having it properly, that noise can put them off. So I think it all depends on how well they're feeding. But 100%, if you're catching on a fixed rig at 12 inches deep, by flicking the water, it'll drop them down a little bit. So like that's a 12-inch rig there I just got on, and it's a lot slower than a fixed rig, wouldn't it? When I say to you with a fixed rig can be absolutely mega, and don't ever like discount them. Like even in these bad conditions, our fixed rig was better than that 12-inch one. Do you mean? But the good thing about this is you don't miss any bites. With our fixed rig, I missed like probably 2 or 3 bites before I had one every time. With a...
Oh, he's off.
Nah, then.
Yeah. Not concentrating.
With a overshotted rig, you don't have that, but you hook yourself. You don't miss any bites. the same thing on this. You wanna find your best depth, find your best rig. Like I've started at 12 inches because that's the rig that was best on that, on a fixed rig. But
Nope, straight away. Amazing.
Over the edge for too long.
it wasn't too long, but it doesn't have to be when you're fishing a fixed rig because you don't miss the bites.
Yeah.
So like, you only have to be in there that short length of time.
Yeah. But maybe because you took your time to untangle and have a chat to us. Right.
Yeah, and
They come back up a little bit.
and to be honest with you, like, it might be that they're starving today and they want to be coming to that noise, you mean? Like, that's only the second fish. It's like, you won't know how they want it, or like a pattern for, you know, a few fish. That's why I said on every single rig, don't make your decisions too early, because you need to catch at least 5 or 6 fish to work out a pattern that they like that or they don't like that. Do you mean?
And I suppose looking at other anglers around you, they might be fishing shallow as well. I'm trying to keep an eye on, see how, how try and work out how deep they're fishing as well, I suppose, isn't it?
Yeah, you can watch anglers around you and you'll see them fishing whatever depths they're fishing. But like, if you're seeing someone catching fish at like 12 inches deep, but you worked out the best rig is 16 inches, don't copy them, just do what you're doing. Do you mean?
Yeah, if you're putting fish in the net, keep going.
Yeah, don't be a sheep. Just, do your own thing, like. The way I always...
I'm from West Wales, John, there's plenty of sheep up there.
The way I always think about it is, if I'm trying to copy someone that's already... sort of... they've already found out what depth they're at or something, I'm not going to beat them. So I might as well do my own thing. You mean? So slap that over again, lower it down, flick. Now with that flick, I'm not like lifting the whole rig out of the water, I'm only just getting the volleyball to hit the surface. Yeah? I lower my tip in, keep it nice and still, feed my pellets over it, and then start flicking again. You want me to do, just get into a rhythm of like 5 or 6 flicks, drop your tip in, feed the pellets, that was a bit too far I think. Feed the pellets.
Fish on.
I mean, try to keep your pellets tight. It's hard to do because of the wind. I mean, the tighter you put your pellets, the more bites you're going to have, because the more competition you're creating in that smaller area. Like, I fed there and they went past. Like, we all do it, it's hard in the wind. And I picked up another pouch and fed on top of my pole. And then when I went to lift it, it's on. You mean? So like, don't be afraid to sort of feed a second pouch.
My boat, I'll probably feed a third and a fourth. Miss that many times.
It's just practice, isn't it? It's practice, like, you get to sort of, get to a stage where...
How many pellets would you get through, John,
Um,
in a session, in a match?
3 pints, maybe 4 pints.
3 to 4 pints,
Oh,
okay.
not loads, like,
No.
I mean, you're fishing now, I put a few in that tub there, I'll be fishing for probably 40 minutes, 40 hour, I've used probably not even a pint, not even,
What do you mean, about 10, 12 each time?
yeah, probably 8 to 10, 8 to 10 at a time, it's like a right, and I'm going to pick up a slightly deep one, So
How about a jigger?
yeah,
You going to try that?
I'll go on a jigger now. But
Yeah.
I want to talk through all these shorty ones first. And I'm feeding like I am now. No matter what you're doing, you're not going to pull fish off me. No, you'll have your own fish. You mean, but you won't push fish, you won't pull fish off my peg.
So you know people say it's super rigs. You know what I mean? Like if you're in now like this and you're untangling the rig or something, like people, you hear people saying sometimes, oh, they'll draw my fish away, you've got to keep putting in.
Yeah, they won't draw them that quick. You mean? Like,
Somebody's drone, who's that?
yeah. Ashley's.
Oh, is it? It is. Yeah, not like a river where you can draw fish off. It doesn't matter here, does it?
Well, in a river, you've got a line of bait going down the river.
Yeah, that's right. That's how you can draw them
They
up.
can,
But it's different on a still water, like, yeah. Mm.
you can draw them up then, you mean? But
Yeah.
the wind just keeps dropping enough to... So you can see here now, I'm fishing this overshotting rig. I don't think that's as good as the... It's good, but I don't think that's as good as the fixed rig.
Don't you? I don't know. You're catching just as quick.
I don't think it's as quick as our fixed rig. It's good, but I don't think it's as quick.
You don't. You know. Thing is, you're not missing bites on this, are you? Because no, that's the difference. Yeah. So that makes me think you're going to catch more on overshotting.
You normally catch smaller fish on overshot.
Yeah, yeah.
So like if you look at the fish I'm catching, right? So like
Yeah.
I got, try and prove the theory then, right? So that's pound.
Yeah.
So I'll catch another one. And they're normally like a pound to 2 pound. Normally a pound to 2 pound, and then when you go on a proper fixed rig, you normally catch bigger fish. Why you don't catch, whether they're a little bit wiser or I don't know, but you tend to catch bigger fish on it.
Mm.
So feed. Just get into a little bit of a rhythm then of sort of feeding twice like that. Shipping your rig out nice and tight to the water. Come out, slap it in.
Fish on. No, that's quicker than a fixed boat, surely.
Oh, look now. Tap tap boom. Tap tap boom. Remember, like, you know,
It's probably not as big though.
get
Yeah.
into a little bit of a rhythm.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Still 2 pound. Just get a little bit of a rhythm then. What is the time, by the way?
11 o'clock.
11 o'clock.
There is a time that's keeping me now. Is that just blind berry you use or have you got any additives?
No, I don't use any additives at all. The only additives I put on a pellet is fish oil, and that's if I was going somewhere where I was fishing for massive carp, like Larford or Barson or Boddendons or things like that. Do you mean?
Yeah.
But other than that, I just use natural scratching pellets, just straight to the bag. Nothing like complicated. You mean they're used to eating them?
Mm.
Like you're not making anything dangerous.
They're brought up on them, innit?
Yeah, do you mean like
Mm.
like they know where they are? Slap it over, throw it down, lick.
When's the announcement coming, John, that this fishery was census?
Yeah, next week or so, I think. I'll lower it back into the water. Oh, bloody hell, that wind's blowing that way, I think. That wind's swirling around everywhere, isn't it?
Yeah, not the best conditions today. Whoop, again. Oh, to me, that's quicker, John. The fix. You don't know, do you? No.
Not convinced yet.
Not convinced, all right. No, it's quick.
quick.
Oh, that just come off. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, you can still foul hook 'em. Yeah, I suppose you can,
Yeah,
yeah.
because you're flicking the rig up.
Yeah, right.
So you can still foul hook them.
Mm.
If they're above you, you can still foul hook them, do you mean?
Right.
Is it 2 dust either side of that?
Jigger?
Yeah, you know the jigger or whatever.
No. Oh, fix.
Yeah, two either side of it, and then 3 down as a bulk.
As a bulk down the bottom.
So you're just gonna put a
Back on the fix, do you?
back on a fix just to
Just to see.
prove a point.
Prove a point. Okay.
Yeah, prove a point there. You've got to try and prove points.
All right, then we'll see.
So, same thing as I did bloody wind.
You're not going to slap the water then, are you?
Same, exactly same, yeah.
Same, okay.
Same. Well, you slap it over. And then you got wind a little bit.
Yeah, been through nuisance, isn't it?
You'll be entering it inside now.
Very good this wind, is it?
Yeah.
Who's the brainy ones to go out there like? So slap it over twice.
There's 4 intelligent ones that are set up with the wind off their back door, mate.
5, isn't it?
Hey?
Oh, who's not set up yet, is he?
No. You pressed it with walk around you.
Wind's ping though.
I think you've had a fish now on overshotted rig.
Yeah, the wind sheet.
Oh yeah, oh god, yeah. Yeah.
Can't,
No, you go. Make sure you don't break the bloody pole, no.
can't even,
No,
can't compare them really now because
not at the moment, no.
like filming on a DJI camera or something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh. Oh. Because the conditions are not quite right for this rig, so
Yeah.
you're not.
Other rig was better.
Yeah, it is in its conditions because
Like being pulled everywhere.
it's been pulled around. It is. If it was flat calm, this rig would be mega.
Yeah, conditions against you.
They keep pulling the rig out of the way and like. Well, that proves that that rig. So
And what depth have you got that? Oh, it's tied into about 18 inches, eh?
a little bit more than that, 20 inch.
All right, okay.
I mean, so the way you fish a jigger is you slap it over like that, let it go through, and 9 times out of 10 don't even slap it over because I want to try and get down and fishing. So you lower the rig down through like that. When it hits a stop, you flick it off like that.
You're fishing that bottom 5-6 inches out, you know.
Like probably 10 inches.
Yeah.
10 inches you're fishing. So bottom 10 inches. So like if I sort of feed right winds making it over now, you just can't even see the propellers out there.
Yeah, it's getting worse.
So like if you're fishing a jigger, you put the rig in like that, you go down to the stop and flick it off.
Yeah, fish.
In. Now
So without slapping on the water as well?
I don't normally slap a jigger, to be honest.
You would?
Because when you
Okay.
slap a jigger,
Yeah.
it doesn't like go properly. It doesn't
All
sit
right,
properly.
yeah, yeah.
Like you could
Would you recommend it for margin fishing as well?
Jigger?
Yeah.
If you were fishing shallow in the margins, it's no good if you're fishing on the bottom.
Yeah.
I mean, like a jigger is a shallow fishing. If you're gonna throw bait in the margin to catch shallow, like places like Tunnel Barn or like places like that where you're looking to catch shallow in the margins, then a jigger could be brilliant. I mean, so the same as overshot in and all that. Like the only time I sort of use a jigger overshot it would be if they didn't want that sort of flicking in the water, because you're creating the same thing, you're keeping it all tight. And
Would you know, John, you've got set up like whatever that one is there,
yeah,
it's 20 and then you got a deeper one. Would you able to jigger any shallower than that?
yeah, I would, yeah.
Yeah?
If I was going somewhere like Western Pools,
Yeah.
where they don't allow overshotting,
Yeah.
yeah. So if I was going to Western Pools where they don't allow overshotting, I'd have fixed rigs, a searching rig, and jiggers. So I'd probably have 3 jiggers, 4 jiggers.
So what would be the
In-
shallowest you fish a jigger then? Would it be like
Like-
or-
Like sort of 14 inch, something like that.
Alright, okay.
So when you're flicking it,
Yeah.
you're flicking it between sort of 14 inch and 11 inch. Do you mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So, but like a lot of people do this with jiggers, and you still catch fish because you're lowering it in an area where they actually
Yeah.
they are. Do you mean? So like a lot of people do this, they lower it down like that, they lift it up, lower it down, lift it up, and they lower it down, they lift it up, and they lower it down, and they lift it up. And you do that, and you will get an odd fish because you're going to catch an odd one because they're eating pellets up in the water. But then,
So you're better off jigging it then, really.
then you start feeding pellets in an area, and then do this.
Yeah, you're not getting that, are you? You're
Not-
not getting the bait.
You're not creating that sort of
Yeah, see? Yeah,
difference how quick it was compared
Yeah.
to lowering it.
yeah, definitely.
And that's because you're not creating a hinge in the rig. Like, they want to eat. Do you mean they want, like fish want to eat? Do you mean, but they also want to avoid danger. So if those pellets are falling for the water nice and tidy and all at different lengths and they're darting around and eating them, then you've got a pellet that's either sat there still or going like quicker or 10 times slower. They're going to be like, what the fuck's going on here? I don't look right. Do you mean?
It's like perch fishing, isn't it? With the worm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, jigging, and
they
when
think it's getting away and they go for
when,
it.
when you're jigging it, for that split second that rig hinges, it acts as natural as possible,
Yeah, the size of that one, that's a big one.
and that's when they take it. Do you mean? Because they feel they feel like they can't get caught on that one. Do you mean? And when you look at that, that's like
Lovely fish, huh?
probably
£3?
4 pounds. Say that
Oh,
is.
4.
Yeah. They're big fish. You can't even hold them up. So.
Amazing. Is that about it then?
So like it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I think we all want to go fishing now after watching this.
Yeah, we're going to stop the grub now at 12 o'clock. So what time
Oh,
is it?
12 o'clock, okay. Oh, you've plenty of time.
So
12 minutes past.
doesn't matter what depth you're fishing your jiggers. Flick it off that sort of stop. Don't flick off that stop. Don't flick off that stop. It's pointless fishing. They want so many people fishing jiggers the wrong way. They're just never ever gonna compete, never ever gonna catch enough. Do you mean? I wish that wind stopped blowing all different angles. They can actually see some big tidy.
Have you got a drop on then? You've got a drop on then?
No, just a bulk.
Oh,
You can see like I'm quite aggressive with the way you're flicking off.
yeah.
It's quite like a almost the same as that.
Overshot it.
You know, when I flick the overshot, yeah, it's almost the same. It's like quite an aggressive, like. But again, a jigger's a good method. But even you can see there now, without wind, there's slack in my line. Do you mean? Even though it's a good method and I can keep everything tight, because it's not like overshotted, the wind's still blowing the float towards me. It's still
Perhaps a presentation
still,
of it.
still
Oh,
creating slack in the line. You know what I mean?
come on.
So like it's like in these conditions, even a jigger's not right. You know, it's better than a fixed rig, but it's not perfect. I mean,
So-
we're like, if I pick overshot it again,
So would that be your preferred choice now?
what's
The
that?
overshotted one?
What, for today?
Yeah,
For today, I'd
For
say
today, yeah.
with the way the conditions are,
yeah.
it's probably the best presentation I could get.
Okay.
out there. Do you mean? But then that's not saying that 2 hours time when I'm fishing and the wind drops a little bit, a fixed rig might be better.
You've got to keep
Do you mean? So
You gotta keep.
you've
Yeah.
got to keep your sort of
If
your
you're
sort of
catching, say, a fish every 20 seconds overshotted regularly to get like that stick at it, if that drops to like a minute and you're not had any, you flicked it 10 times,
Yeah.
you're not had anything, you think, right, I've got to change something now just to do it.
He said straight away.
Put it out there as soon as we fire the pellets out.
Yeah.
to be fair, the wind's just died right as I done that. But you can see that it's the better for today. The way the weather is, the way the wind is, it's the best way today for presentation. But every one of those rigs will have its day. Do you mean?
Yeah.
Like I'll show you one other rig that you might need if it was flat calm. So it's going to be hard to fish today because of this bloody wind, but I'm going to show it to you because it is something that you wouldn't use. Do you mean? So sometimes when it's flat calm and you're feeding bait, you have fish hanging off the back end of your feed. And when that happens, you can use the same rig, the searching rig.
Make it shallower.
Shallow it up with a longer line. Bring it down to sort of like, 16 inch, something like that. Have one dropper in the middle of the rig like that. You might know today is completely the wrong conditions for it, but I'm just going to show you it because on this day,
So basically, you're casting off your feed then, is it?
yeah, fishing off the back of your feet.
Off the back of it,
And
yeah.
it's going to be really hard to do today because of this wind. But,
Yeah.
But like, so you feed your bait, and because sort of fish hang off the back end of it, you can sort of ship out, pick it off the back of the feed like that.
Yeah.
It's gonna be hard today because the bloody wind's blowing it. But when it's flat calm, you can get away with it. Oh, wind. Off. I went and I couldn't strike it because of wind. You could, yeah, but it's a good one flicking past your feed because you always have fish hanging off the back of your feed, and they're normally
Like that one, bigger.
bigger fish.
Yeah.
The ones that don't want to be under your pole tip.
The ones that don't want to be under your pole tip are normally the bigger fish.
Right.
But normally when it's flat calm,
That's an interesting tip, that.
when it's flat calm, it can be a mega rig. But because you've already got it set up as your searching rig, you only got to shallow it up. It doubles up. Do you mean? Yeah. So.
And a bigger fish.
Well, on those days when it's bright and
It's gone through his lip.
coaching days or a 1-to-1 or anything like that, every time people have gone, well, I'm gonna need to buy more top kits. Now you don't need to have them all like I got them every single rig. I mean, as long as you've got a searching rig, like 1 or 2 fixed rigs and 1 or 2 jiggers, so like 6 top kits, you know, for like places that don't allow overshotting. And if they allow overshotting, you don't need the jiggers because an overshotting does the same thing. And then you fixed rig and a searching rig. So as long as you've got like 5 or 6 sort of top kits, your short kits, that should do you. I mean, that should do you for like 90% of your match fishing. I mean, so like it's going calm again now, so I can just go try and do it again.
So basically you just flickered it.
Shows you how many bites you miss, like.
Yeah.
So now it's gone calm. See how many bites you're missing? See?
I always thought that was small fish, but it's not, is it?
That's F1.
Oh, right.
That's F1s. That's. See them? How many you're missing? And that's all because there's slack in your rig. So there's a long bit of line between your float and your rig. So there's slack in it. And because there's slack in your rig, and your weights are not like your weights are not right down from the bolt off, you'll miss bites. That's why this is a rig that's better for when it's flat calm.
Come off.
It was not allowing you to do it properly because it's blowing in my face. Now when that wind blows, you never got a chance. I just wanted to show you that rig because although it's almost impossible with that wind to do, if it's flat calm, that can be mega as well, do you know what I mean? But you can see, even with that wind, I was getting bites, do you know what I mean? It's like...
Okay, well, hope you all watched that. That was very interesting. So there's a lot more to what we realise as natural anglers. And we're only looking at one aspect of commercial here. We're talking about F1s from catch them on the bottom up mid-water and then up on the top. So what we've done, we've all just had a little bit of a lunch break, and John has said, get on your pegs, tackle up, start fishing, and he'll come along and have a chat. So it'll be interesting. So what I've done, I set up a bottom rig. I'm going to plumb it now, and what they call a searching rig, sort of half depth. Then up on the top, an overshotted and also a fixed rig. so it goes from there, and that's going to be quite interesting, fishing the pellet as well, because I'm not used to fishing the pellet. That's what's going to get That's where my confidence lacks, I'm afraid. So take it from there and let's see how we get on.
So,
Because I often wondered if that did work.
yeah, it does work. It's got a
Yeah.
with a rubber. Like that. The pallet.
And the other thing is speeding up and it doing it quick like.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
see how that sits a little bit better than what yours does?
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, it'd be better to hair rig it,
Yeah.
but that's sitting a little bit better than having that longer tail.
Okay.
Yeah? So like, I'm going to tip that out so far. I'm going to feed. And go out and drop it in. And flick. Yeah, it's a long way down on it. Flick.
Right, okay, you're putting more flick on the water than I am.
Then
Yeah. Okay.
it's working the rig a little bit more.
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm foreign to doing that, because you know that's a kiss of death normally if you put a pole in top of the water.
Yeah.
But on commercials it don't seem to make no difference, it seems to attract them.
So the way you're lifting and dropping, I guess.
Yeah,
The way you're doing that, it's like lifting and dropping.
yeah.
And they're creating a bit of noise there.
Alright, okay.
So it's not my pole.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah, I get a gist of it.
and then when you're going to feed in,
Yeah.
you want lower down. They're probably a little shallower than what you are, they like.
Shallower than that even?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, come on.
They're a little shallow there.
Yeah, they're shallower than that even. Oh, right.
Like,
Okay.
yeah, that's like 20 inches that rig.
Okay.
Oh, because you're not used to using this pole.
Pardon?
Oh, because it's like,
Yeah.
it's alien to me, like your
Yeah.
bait tray, you want to be higher, you want to be up there.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, so like when I'm
Oh.
fishing,
Yeah.
just to make things more efficient.
Right.
So like when I'm fishing here now,
Yeah, you're
I'm like,
stretching.
I'm
You.
stretching, you mean?
I got longer arms than you.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Yeah.
But like,
I know what
like,
you're saying.
like if it's there,
Yeah.
you're just like this.
Yeah.
You mean? So it's not, you're not as
No, fair enough. Okay.
stretching, so
Yeah. Yeah, so you're a bit more aggressive on the tip than I am. Yeah. There. Yeah. Job done.
Yeah.
Yeah. As I said, I probably done over £100 myself, but
Yeah.
today, yeah.
Yeah, that's good, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I was counting them. I was up to about 35, 40. So,
yeah.
you know,
No, that's really good.
£2, that's 80. Yeah,
But by flicking
yeah,
water a little bit more aggressive like that,
yeah,
and what you're doing is you're working your rig more.
yeah.
So
But like you said, don't dismiss the up in the water rig either.
the fixed rig.
Fixed rig, yeah.
Yeah, don't dismiss it completely. It can be absolutely deadly, honestly.
Can it?
Yeah, honestly, don't dismiss it.
Okay.
You know, it's not been great today because
The wind, yeah.
the wind's been a bit of a nightmare, but
Yeah.
you still caught fish on it.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, don't
But that little tip about bringing them up and starting on the bottom is very good, I think.
Yeah, well, it's just the way
Yeah.
I sort of
Developed it like that.
sort of work my swim. Do you
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Work my
yeah.
swim out.
Yeah.
Like, with everything, you've got to build a swim, haven't you?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
And that's the way I build my swim to know what's happening out there.
Yeah,
So,
and what depth they're on and so on.
snap it over,
Yeah.
drop it in. Pick it.
And that's about the distance you fish, is it? But you don't know?
Yeah, 30 metres.
Yeah.
You mean like I started, because obviously earlier on the wind was a lot worse, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So when I was doing my demonstrations, yeah, I was doing it a little bit closer than that,
Oh,
so
right.
11 metres.
Yeah.
But what I will say is because this pole is quite an old pole,
Yeah. It's a
got
bit
quite a
heavier
lot.
than yours, is it?
it's got quite a little bit of
Spring in it.
flop in it.
Yeah, yeah.
So when I'm doing that flicking, you see there's a bit of
Yeah.
flop in it.
No, it's probably not the ideal pole for this sort of work, but
Where-
yeah.
Where if you had a slightly stiffer pole, you'd be able to flick the water without.
Yeah. Oh, you bumped one then, do you?
Yeah. You'd be able to flick the water without
Yeah.
having that flick,
Right, okay.
having that sort of movement in the tip. But also you need to have a couple of rigs set up because
Yeah.
they could be, but they're a little bit shallower.
Yeah.
They probably are a little bit shallower, to be honest.
Well, even than that?
Yeah, I say so because
Oh, right.
the last one I hooked was in the bottom lip,
Yeah.
so he's obviously gone down to get it,
Right, I've had a few like that, yeah.
and that tells you that they're sort of higher than
Yeah.
what you're sort of fishing. You mean so?
Yeah.
You can see that, like, I don't know whether you agree, but like since I started flicking out water, I've hooked sort of 3 or 4
Yeah.
in probably the same time that you hooked that one.
Yeah.
It is a lot quicker.
Yeah. Yeah, as you say, with that pole slapping that water seems to work, yeah.
Yeah, it imitates bait it in the water. Do you mean? Drags them in because it imitates bait it in the water. Another sort of
Couple
£3
of pound. Yeah.
good £3 left, wasn't he?
Yeah, nice one.
Big.
Okay, just to finish the day off, I would say between £8 and £10 carp. Okay. Okay, right. So I finished the session now, and I certainly learned a lot. In the end, I thought I had it right, but then John come up and just a couple of little tweaks. And even though I was catching fish a chuck, he just tweaked it just a little bit, and I was catching even quicker. So I reckon I've done over £100 there, but you know, it's only practice, isn't it? The proof is going to be in the pudding when it comes to a match, which will be in a few weeks' time. I'll be back in a few weeks' time. But anyway, in the meantime, if anyone is interested in having a day with John, I'll leave his details on the end of the video, and you can contact him. Apparently he's got I think he's setting up a website on the Facebook page, but I'll give all that information. And he does like groups or one-to-one. I think it's cheaper, obviously, if there's a few of you, but if it's a one-to-one, I mean, if you talk to the man, and I tell you what, it'll be money worth spending, because look at me, we're never too old to learn, are we? And the fact is, you know, other professions like golfs and tennis, they all pay huge silly monies, and John is quite reasonable apparently, so there you are. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you've learned a lot. Oh, I certainly have. And you know, all the lads who go natural fishing, you want to have a little think about it, you know, especially when it comes to close season. Okay, see you later.